Most people come to us and they're confused. They don't understand how the system works. They feel like everybody's against them, nobody's listening to them. A lot of those things are usually true. So our job is to help them understand the system, help allay their fears that nobody's there to help them, because we are, and then try to manage that to get some of those things turned around. And the only way you can do that is by understanding people and understanding their motivations. Out of undergrad at University of Florida, I was a journalist. I was a newspaper reporter. Worked at the Palm Beach Post for 4 or 5 years as a reporter. It was great, loved it, and decided I should go to law school and make something of myself. I went to the University of Florida, best law school in the state and one of the best in the country, and it was my alma mater, so it's the place to be. I met Larry Turner, who is the senior partner who's of counsel now, and Peg O'Connor, one of my partners now. I started working with them right at the tail end of my law school career. Before that, I had no intention of practicing criminal defense or being in the criminal law at all. And as a law student, I was working on something with the firm here, and it was a marijuana growing case for a middle-aged couple. And as I'm working on drafting a motion to suppress, we were meeting with the clients, and all of a sudden while we were in the meeting, it hit me that if this motion is good and if it succeeds, they go on with their lives. If we litigate this motion to suppress and it's not good, or I did something wrong, they're going to prison for a long time. And the gravity of it hit me, and I just thought, if I'm going to spend my time practicing law, I might as well do something that's really important and matters. If you know how to interview people in the law, you can get a lot of information that you might not otherwise get. And I think from the time I started, because of my journalism background, I knew how to interview people. I knew how to ask questions. I knew how to figure out what questions to ask. So if you have some skills, and I've learned them in journalism, to take what otherwise could be dry or not that interesting, make it interesting, but also persuasive and informative, you've got a huge head start on a lot of people.
Having a first and second career as a reporter helped. He's got a wonderful writing style. It's very direct, it's very elegant, and his maturity gives him an insight that I think is pretty rare these days. He's got command of a room. Ron was also an NCAA umpire and a coach for baseball for many years, so he's got a good coach-mentor relationship.
The other attorneys looked up to Ron and my team. They were kind of the leaders. Everybody was kind of going off of what they said. You know, they were like the quarterback.
I think it can be a huge advantage to understand what the press is thinking and how they work, and I do from my background. So if there's going to be a public story, then you want to be ahead of that public story if at all possible. So that's what I'll try to do if the situation arises. I don't seek out the media, I don't try to get on television. But if a reporter calls about a case that's high profile, I understand how to talk to them, I understand how to get our side of the story out in a way that's appropriate. We just have closed out a case that was pretty high profile locally. 2 folks got arrested, they're professionals. We had established a good relationship with a couple of the media outlets that when they ran stories, they never once published the mugshots. They used their professional photographs from their business. And that's big because, just looking at somebody's mugshot in newspaper, people are horrified. We were able to prevent that, not by saying, please don't do it, but by having a relationship established where the newspaper folks, somebody said, maybe it's not appropriate to publish mugshots if we have other photographs for people who are presumed innocent. It's all about relationships. Once you establish the relationship and you have a level of respect, it goes both ways, you can get a lot done. Because if I call up a prosecutor and I tell them my side of the equation, I tell them what I think, if I have a level of credibility already, then they're going to look at it and think hard about it. So if you've established relationships with all those folks, that often helps you get to a resolution that doesn't involve litigation.